Okay, we're making the Museum of Us Volvelle today. A Volvelle template did not exist, so I created one. And then y'all wanted it, so I started this business. All right, let's get started. First, you're going to find the email that was sent after purchase. This is where you will download your SVG file as well as your PDF file. Make sure that you know where you organize these so you can easily find them later. Once you open your PDF, step 1 is to gather your supplies. There's a checklist. There's also my Venables list. If you want to shop everything that I need for this project, it's really easy. Just add it to your cart. On the next page, you can also click on the image and it'll take you to Amazon, where you can purchase things from Amazon directly as well. Next, you'll want to click on Open Canva Template. So this is our Canva template. We're really only creating the images for this one. This is the only editing we'll be doing in Canva. Everything else will be directly on Cricut Design Space itself. This is just a little reminder for how to download, but I'll tell you how to do it as we walk through it. So you have 4 images. You're going to want to make sure that you know which images you want, and then you simply just drag and drop them. If you need to resize an image, just double click it to and then in the top corner, you'll kind of rearrange it how you need to. And then you'll do that for all 4 images. Once you're ready, you're going to hit share, download. Make sure it's a PNG file, not a JPEG, not an SVG, the PNG. And then you're going to want to make sure that it says transparent background. That's super important. Make sure that that is clicked for sure. From there, make sure that you're downloading all 4 of the images so that we can input them or download them onto Cricut Design Space to create the wheel that goes inside of our Volvelle. From there, we'll download and then go ahead and open Cricut Design Space. If you want to close out of Canva, you can. We will not be doing anything else in there. You're going to want to start a new project in a blank canvas. Next, you'll click Upload, Upload Image, and you'll want to find the SVG that you had from earlier. Drag and drop that into the area. Continue, upload. Voila! Now, you're going to notice that everything's grouped together. That's fine. Just click the arrow and everything will fall down. The first one, the Museum Volvelle, you can click the arrow again. That is my copyright. You can delete that or just kind of not show it, but I do want to make sure that I'm protected. This took me a long time. I want to make sure no one steals my design. So again, you can delete that or hide it and then kind of move on. The next one are the 3 lines that we have that need to be folded. So right now they just say basic cut. You're going to want to make sure to change those to score. That just tells the Cricut machine that those 3 lines need to be foldable, that they need to be scored. Next up is our basic cuts. These will stay as basic cuts. I do like to change the color of them to white so that I visually better understand that they will be see-through later on, but that's not necessary. The next layer is going to be our photo frame. Now, when you click the drop down arrow, it's going to show you each tiny piece that creates the overall frame. It does the same thing for the font Museum of Us. I would leave those details alone. They can get a little complicated. You do not need to, for any reason, touch those details. However, if you would like to change the cover of your Volvelle altogether, you're welcome to remove that and add your own text. There's a handful of different fonts available within Cricut Design Space. You can, go ham, have a great time, design the cover. I will say, obviously, the Cricut Design Space Pro option, the one you pay for, is going to have more fonts available. Same thing with the frame. You can remove the frame and add your own frame. Same thing though, Cricut Design Space, the Pro is going to have a lot more options for oval frames than the free option. So kind of go with that as you will. You can also even go on Canva and find something you like on there, export it, and then drop it in here. There's so many things you can do, but that can get a little wild. So I'm just going to keep this video simple, to the point, how to create the actual Volvelle, but feel free to pimp it out and design something you really love. Now we want to group a few of these together. So we want to grab our Museum of Us font as well as our oval frame shape and group those together like we're selecting them both. Now we want to add this guy. This is the entire shape. So we want to have the frame, the Museum of Us, and the whole overall shape included and highlighted in one. When that is done, we will flatten our image. This makes sure that the Museum of Us letters and the frame are not cut out individually. We want the whole shape to be cut. So when you flatten it, that's just assuring that there's only one big cut. Now, to remind you, again, pick the frame, the Museum of Us, now it's all highlighted, and then also the overall shape. So all three of those guys need to be selected and then flattened. All right, onto our wheel. So I added this little font on here. We will delete it later, but it's to make sure that when you are downloading your images on here and rearranging them, that you know which side is the right side up. So when you actually rotate your wheel, the images are in the correct order and in the correct layout. So those again will be deleted later, but for now we need to leave them. So we're gonna go ahead and find the images that you downloaded from Canva earlier. There should be 4, and we're gonna drag and drop them and upload them into Cricut Design Space. Make sure that when you actually apply this, that it'll be a flat graphic. We don't need multiple layers. And upload. When you first upload, you'll get that exclamation mark because the image is pretty large. We could have sized it a little easier earlier, but I like to go big and then resize in Cricut Design Space to make sure that everything is really high resolution and crisp. But yeah, you're going to pretty much do exactly what we just did for all 4 images. Once all 4 images are ready, change the background to an obnoxious color. Just for a second, I know it's kind of annoying, but it really does help when you are lining each image into the wheel. If there's a little area that you missed, it's a lot easier to see when it's a bright, obnoxious color. And you do want to make sure that it is lined up appropriately. When you have a little gap like this, Cricut will cut that gap. So then you gotta kind of start over. It gets a little frustrating. So make sure to be diligent now to make sure that everything's lined up really well. And that's pretty good for me. So I think what I'll do now is I'm gonna grab that one and I'm gonna drag it all the way down next to the wheel in the layers category. And then I'm gonna move on to the next one. Reminder to follow the top. So the top is where the images need to be so that when the wheel is rotating, the images are right side up. Repeat this step for all 4 of your images. Once all 4 of your images are ready, go ahead and change the background back to a neutral color. That red is just a little obnoxious. I do want to organize things a little bit over here on our layers panel because right now they're in 2 different categories. So I'm going to put all 4 of the images directly underneath the wheel that says basic cut. Now grab that basic cut, the wheel, as well as each image under the wheel and flatten it. From here we can either delete or hide the verbiage. We don't need that on there. We don't want it printed on there. But remember that the flatten is super important. So there needs to be 2 flattened things back to back on the layers panel in order for the Cricut machine to print what needs to be printed and then only cut the 2 basic shapes, which is the cover as well as the wheel. Next, we're going to click our flatten image and the 2 above it, and we are going to attach those. So before we click make, there needs to be just an attached, and then this one says flatten, and then make. Our paper, I just have regular letter size paper, and click continue. Send to printer. Next. This one's important. We do not need to add the bleed. We can remove that, but we do want to use our system dialog. So make sure that this one is turned on. That just assures that when Cricut's going to print it, it will go to print through our regular printer setup instead of printing directly through Cricut Design Space. This is so that if you want to have fine printing or change your paper material to matte paper or to photo paper or change any of like the contrasty things, you can be more specific about your print when you print this way. So I print using my system dialog probably every time I use my Cricut machine. Once that's printed, I'm going to set my material for medium cardstock and leave it at default. All right, now that we have our cover printed, I would prefer a light grip map, but I don't have one right now, so I'm going to use my standard. Reminder that the little triangle needs to be facing forward. And if you're curious, where's forward? Just find this guy. I have to be honest, I feel like at the beginning of my Cricut journey, I was like, well, who gives a shit about this? But it actually is really helpful. So definitely use it. And she's ready to go in the machine. Reminder that it's going to take a minute for your machine to read the print and cut line, so kind of give it a minute. And then when it's time, it's going to have you put in your scoring tool. And your computer, the Cricut Design Space, will show you, like, hey, right now you need your scoring tool. That's this guy. If you're confused about which one, this fairly small 0, 1. Play. Once that's completed, Cricut Design Space will let you know that you need to put your fine point blade on next for step 2. And this is going to be what actually cuts out your shape. Alrighty, now we have this out. Again, I would have loved to have used the light grip, but I have the strong grip. So if you have a standard or strong grip, you might notice like it's not very easy to pull off, and we don't necessarily want it to bend. So if you go to take it off this way, it's gonna just get like a little too, see how it already like got really curved right there? To avoid that, and this is just like Cricut 101, you turn it over and you pull it from this side. I usually like to get my little tool and just kind of like, to again, it not with my finger to like create more of a crease. And you just do that until it's completely off. I'm going to set this aside for now and clean off my mat. Now we're going to print out the wheel. Next, you go back to Cricut Design Space, and we need to now print out our wheel. So step 2 will be send to printer, and reminder that we do not need the bleed, but yes, we should be using use system dialog. Once we have our wheel printed, we want to place it on our mat and cut this one off as well. Remember, try not to crease any of the paper, so make sure to take it off really nice and smooth. And then we will be folding our designs where the Cricut scored and creased already our paper. You don't have to use a tool, but I do like to do that. And then you're going to get your double-sided tape and tape it together. Just the sides on top and bottom, because we need the side of it to be open for our wheel. Side note, if your cover has a little bit of an opening or like it doesn't lay flat, that is a good thing. I designed that intentionally so that when we have to input the wheel, it goes in a little bit smoother. After inserting the wheel into the cover, I'm lining up the holes to make sure that I have room for my grommet. Okay, I do want to take a minute and just chat about the grommets. Some people call these eyelets. Technically this could be an eyelet, but because it has a washer, this is a grommet. And then also the paper fasteners, or sometimes they call these brads. You can do a bunch of different like types of colors. They come in different sizes. Like this is a paper fastener, just like the back of it. So that's this guy, the brad. And then this one is like a little bit sturdier in my opinion, and also flatter. So if you're like mailing it, it won't dent your mail as much as like this one would. But if you're just making it for fun or for whatever reason these are more cost effective, you could totally get away with a paper fastener or brad. For this, I will be using my grommets because I prefer that method. Now, this is when I'm going to use my crocodile It has two sizes available. I'm going to be using the smaller one. Quick note at the top, if you put this guy over to these, that's the hole punch. Hole punch. If you want to use this portion of it, you want to have it all the way on the end. So that's going to be how we actually place the grommet and the washer together. Alrighty, now if you pull this down, it has multiple sizes available and multiple options. And in each corner is a letter. So we want to be on C. And then just push it back up there. Same thing goes for the bottom. You can turn this one for all different sizes. We want to be on the number 3. So C3. And then place your washer. The grommet portion of it, and put that in the center. And it'll go all the way through to the back. So the grommet portion on the top, all the way through, the washer will go down there. Now that my washer is in there, this is ready to go, as well as my grommet, ready in here and coming out through the back. I am going to carefully line this up in here. You pretty much want the top knob, see this little guy, to go inside of your grommet, and then it'll hit on the bottom portion, which is where your washer is. This is how you press that guy down, by the way. So once you're lined up properly, you're going to give it a good little push. You don't want to be like too much. I'm not putting all of my weight on here. If you push it too much, it's not going to spin very nicely. It's going to be too tight. Cool. Now your grommet and the washer is set. You have a functioning Volvelle. If this does not spin nicely, you did this too tight. You put too much weight, and this is suffocating the bun to the meat. But you'd have to like really tighten it in order to do that. Yay!